It's a Brent Woofy Radio Show.
Hey kids, it's time for the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. Radio for kids and family. So gather up the family, crank up the volume, get ready to have some fun, to laugh along, to sing along, and to use your imagination along with Brent and Woofy. Let's see what we discover today on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. Now, here's your hosts, Brent and Woofy.
Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. Say hi, Woofy. Okay, hi, Woofy. This is Woofy. Welcome to our radio show. What's going on today? Check this out, Woofy.
Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts.
That's right. On today's Brent and Woofy Radio Show, we have Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. And what facts will you be bringing us today, Woofy? Well, I'm going to be bringing you facts about farm and farmyard animals. Interesting things. Oh, that's very cool, Woofy. And what else? Well, we have some songs about farms on today's Brent and Woofy Radio Show. All right, my friends. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to talk about some farmyard animals and play farmyard animal songs today, right here on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I really like doing shows about facts, because facts are facts, and they're factual, and they're really cool. Well, that is cool, Woofy, so let's get right on with the show. Okay, let's do the facts after we do some songs. Okay, let's do some songs, and then we'll do the facts. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I said. We'll do the facts, and then we'll do the songs. You know, we'll do the songs, and then we'll do the facts. You know, okay, well, we'll do it that way. Let's do the facts, and then the songs. Then we'll do the songs, and then the facts. Okay, let's do it. Let's just do it. Okay, here we go.
Well, I'm a big red rooster. I live on the farm, I sing cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah, I'm a big red rooster. I live on the farm, I sing cock-a-doodle-doo. I crow at dawn and I wake up the farm, 'cause that's what us roosters do. I crow at dawn and I wake up the farm, 'cause that's what us roosters do. Well, I'm a little white chicken, I live on the farm, I love to cluck and play. I'm a little white chicken, I live on the farm, I love to cluck and play. I peck and I scratch and I dig up the ground, and I lay an egg a day. I peck and I scratch and I dig up the ground, and I lay an egg a day. Well, I'm a little goldfish, I live on the farm, I swim in the water. Well, I'm a little goldfish, I live on the farm, I swim in the water. The water is cool, I live in a school, and I share my home with an otter. The water is cool, I live in a school, and I share my home with an otter. I'm a little yellow duck, I live on the farm, I'll never fly away. I'm a little yellow duck, I live on the farm, I'll never fly away. I live in the pond down on the farm, and I clack and swim and clack all day. I live in the pond down on the farm, and I clack and swim and clack all day. Well, I'm an old bloodhound, I live on the farm, I yelps at the moon. Well, I'm an old bloodhound, I live on the farm, I yelps at the moon. I sleep some in the morning on the porch in the sun, then I sleep some in the afternoon. I sleep some in the morning on the porch in the sun, then I sleep some in the afternoon. Well, I'm a big brown horse, I live on the farm, I love to eat hay. I'm a big brown horse, I live on the farm, I love to eat hay. I take you for a ride and we'll run around outside, and I like to eat an apple a day. I take you for a ride and we'll run around outside, and I like to eat an apple a day. These are some animals that live on the farm, let's make a sound like them. These are some animals that live on the farm, let's make a sound like them. We'll quack and we'll moo and we'll cock-a-doodle-doo. When we're done we'll sing it all again. We'll quack and we'll moo and we'll cock-a-doodle-doo. When we're done we'll sing it all again.
Down in Manitoba where the wheat all grows lives my great Uncle Jim and my great Aunt Rose. They live on a farm and they work real hard. They got 500 acres in their own backyard. They got 25 chickens and a no-milk cow, 3 dozen pigs from the big old sow, 3 hound dogs and a cat named Luke, a goat named Billy and a horse named Duke. Late last summer we were down their way. We were weeding and a feeding and a making hay. We had a fresh tomatoes and a homemade bread. I slept in the barn on an old straw bed. Down in Manitoba where the wheat all grows lives my great Uncle Jim and my great Aunt Rose. They live on a farm and they work real hard. They got 500 acres in their own backyard. But I live in the city down by the sea. It's a different way of life that is fine with me. But I love to go visit down on the farm. Put color in your cheek, a muscle in your arm. Down in Manitoba where the wheat all grows lives my great Uncle Jim and my great Aunt Rose. They live on the farm and they work real hard. They got 500 acres in their own backyard. Down in Manitoba where the wheat all grows lives my great Uncle Jim and my great Aunt Rose. Yodel-dee-dee-dee, yodel-dee-hoo.
You are listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show.
Yepers, you are listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. We listened to Brent and Woofy from the Homemade Remade album, I Live on a Farm. Lots of farmyard animals in there, wasn't there, Woofy? Yeah, that's right. And then we listened to Paul Hahn with his song, Down in Manitoba, all about the farms. Oh yeah, we're doing a show about farms and farmyard animals today. That's right, Woofy. And coming up real soon on the show is Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts about farmyard animals. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that I didn't even know, and it's good to research it and find out. And so you know, Woofy, that on my farm we have a pond. Yeah, I know. I see lots of animals in that pond. And we have a toad, and we have a frog. Yeah, that's very cool, Ribbit. And I'd like to tell you a story about the toad and the frog. And I would like to have the toad and the frog do their parts. What do you mean? They're going to say the parts of the story? That's right, Woofy. Let me introduce to you first Mr. Frog. Hello, Mr. Frog.
My name is Mr. Frog. I will be playing the frog part. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frog. And my other friend who's doing the toad part, his name is Toady Toad. Hello, Mr. Toady Toad.
Hi there. My name is Toady Toad. I'm a silly old toad. I will be playing the toad bits. Thanks, yous guys.
All right, Woofy, so we have Mr. Toad and Mr. Frog. Oh, that's very cool. And the song the poem, the story. It is called The Toad and the Frog, written by Brent Lindsay Beeler. Okay, let's do it. Once there was a toad and frog who sat upon a hollow log, catching flies and munching them all day. Said the toad to the frog,
"Why do we sit on this log? Isn't it more fun to go and play?"
Splash went the water as the toad jumped in. Jumping from the lily pad, he took a swim. He yelled,
"Hey frog, the water's fine. Come on, jumpin', and we'll have a good time."
The frog, he said,
"Hey Toad, you know, we got to catch more flies, so our bellies will be full for a while."
The toad, he said,
"Oh, poof to that, playing around is where it's at."
He winked and splashed and gave the frog a smile. The toad went off to play, and the frog stayed where he was, catching flies with his old tongue, 'cause that is what he does. The frog, he stayed and ate his flies until he had his fill, but somewhere out in the pond the toad is splashing still. And now the day is ending, and the little frog is sending out a ribbit for his friend the toad to hear.
"Just swim yourself on back, my friend. The day is nearly at an end, and darkness of the night is almost here."
The frog, he settles in for a long evening nap. The toad is huffing and puffing as he swims on back. Said the toad,
"I'm hungry. Is there anything to eat?"
"No, there's not. You played so long the flies have gone to sleep."
So now the toad is hungry, and there's nothing in his tummy. He played too long and didn't catch his flies. He should have listened to that frog and stayed out there upon the log. Man, that old frog is sure wise. Oh yeah, man, that old frog is sure wise. The end.
Once there was a toad and frog who sat upon a hollow log, catching flies and munching them all day. Said the toad to the frog, "Why do we sit on this log? Isn't it more fun to go and play?" Splash went the water as the toad jumped in. Jumped from the lily pad, he took a swim. He yelled, "Hey frog, well the water's fine. Come on, jump in and we'll have a good time." The frog, he said, "Hey toad, you know we gotta catch more flies, so our bellies will be full for a while." The toad, he said, "Oh, to that, playing around is where it's at." He winked and splashed and gave the frog a smile. The toad went off to play, and the frog stayed where he was, catching flies with his old tongue, 'cause that is what he does. The frog, he stayed and ate his flies until he had his fill, but somewhere out in the pond the toad is splashing still. But now the day is ending, and the little frog is sending out a ribbit for his friend the toad to hear. Just swim yourself on back, my friend, the day is nearly at an end, and darkness of the night is almost here. The frog, he settles in for a long evening nap. The toad is huffing and puffing as he swims on back. Said the toad, "I'm hungry, is there anything to eat?" "No, there's not, you played so long, the flies have gone to sleep." So now the toad is hungry and there's nothing in his tummy. He played too long and didn't catch his flies. He should have listened to the frog and stayed out there upon the log. Man, that old frog is sure wise. Oh yeah, man, that old frog is sure wise.
You're listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show.
I sure like that song about the toad and the frog. Yeah, it's a very interesting song about farmyard animals, toad and frogs, because they live in the pond on the frog. The pond on the farm. What are you trying to say? I'm saying they live in the pond on the farm, and it came out Pond on the From. Oh, that's really funny. Can we do Woofy's Wild and Wacky Factual Facts right now? We're going to do that in just a second, Woofy, because we've got a couple of more farmyard animal songs to play here on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. And what is a very, very popular farmyard animal song? And I'll give you a hint, Woofy. Oh, what is it? It's Where You Get Your Burgers. That's the name of the guy. What? The name of the guy is Where You Get Your Burgers. Let's see, Burger King? Let me see, Woofy. Old Burger King, he had a farm. No, that's not it. Dairy Queen? Oh, let's try that one. Old Dairy Queen, he had a farm. No, that's not it. I'll try Wendy's. Sometimes I get burgers from Wendy's. Old Wendy's had a farm. No, Woofy, that's not it. Try one more. Oh, wait a minute. I know what it is. It's McDonald's. Old MacDonald had a farm. That's right, Woofy. Old MacDonald had a farm, and we'll play the song right now from Kim Boo-Moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, followed by a friend of mine called John the Horse, right here on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. Woofy's Wild and Wacky Factual Facts Animal Farms Day here on the show.
You are listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show.
Time to get to work. Now, where did those cows get to?
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some cows, E-I-E-I-O. With the moo-moo here and the moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm,
Well, now, if I remember correctly, there's some ducks around here someplace.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some ducks, E-I-E-I-O. With the quack, quack here and a quack, quack there, here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, quack. The moo-moo here and the moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Well, I do declare. What was it I declare again?
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink. With the quack quack here and the quack quack there, here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack. With the moo moo here and the moo moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Well, it's time to call it a day.
A long time ago when there was no cars, how did people get around? You couldn't take the train and you couldn't take the plane and you couldn't just drive to town. Well, my great-great-great-great-granddaddy had an animal he called John. Had two eyes, 2 ears, 4 legs, 1 back, which he rode upon. It was a horse, of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Now John the horse was a happy horse, and he was a mighty good friend. He'd always come a-running when he seen Granddad to take him for a ride again. Well, he'd saddle him up and jump on his back and ride him into town. 'Cause there was no buses, no subways, you had to ride a horse to get around. He rode a horse, of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. of course.
We are listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. It's radio for kids and families.
Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Not that facts, but facts like F-A-C-T-S. Woofy's weird and wacky factual facts. Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Okie dokie, Woofy. So you have some facts about farm animals, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
What's your first farm animal?
Well, it's gonna be a chicken.
All right, tell me something cool, interesting, factual facts about chickens.
Okay, here's a really cool fact about chickens. It's thought that the nearest relative of the Tyrannosaurus Rex is a chicken.
So you think that the chickens turned into Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
No, the other way around. Dinosaurs became chickens, it's thought. And another interesting fact about chickens is they will lay 265 eggs every year. And some breeds of chickens can lay colored eggs.
Turkeys live on the farm too. That's right, Woofy. What's some interesting facts about turkeys?
When the tom turkey gobbles, his neck puffs up and it stretches out. The long, loose skin that hangs below his beak is called a wattle.
A what?
A wattle. W-A-T-T-L-E. Gobble, gobble, gobble. And a female turkey is called a hen.
Oh, just like a chicken.
Yeah, that's right. And turkeys are black, brown, and white on the farm. But turkey farmers sometimes use names for the colors, like black is called bronze, brown is called bourbon, and white is just plain white turkey.
That's a cool, interesting fact. Woofy, what about another farmyard animal?
Well, here's some interesting things about pigs. I like pigs. Pigs are very clean, and they tend to keep their bedding dry and clean.
Oh, that's very cool. What else?
Pigs make funny sounds like grunts and squeals. Domesticated pigs eat ground-up corn, soybeans, wheat, and grain. Their skin on the pig is pink, and the hairs can be different colors. Pigs can't sweat. Farmers use sprinklers and fans to keep the pigs cool.
Well, what else about pigs, Woofy?
Wild hogs roam forest, meadows, and swamp areas. And did you know that the litter size of a pig varies from 2 to 12 little piglets?
Well, how big do pigs usually get, Woofy?
A mature pig can weigh about 500 to 700 pounds.
Wow, that's pretty big.
And now, here's some interesting facts about sheep and lambs. Sheep are over 1 year of age. They have usually produced offspring. Lambs are less than 1 year of age, and they have not produced offspring.
And you know what you get from a sheep, Woofy?
Yeah, wool. The fiber that most sheep grow is called wool. The wool from one sheep is called fleece. Many fleeces from the same farm, wool pool, region, or state is called a clip.
Anything else that's very interesting about sheep, Woofy?
Well, yeah, there's a really good joke about sheep.
What is that?
Well, if you ask the sheep how he's feeling, he'll say, "Not bad."
Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts. Woofy's wild and wacky factual facts.
I don't have a lawnmower because I got a goat. And my neighbor got mad when my goat ate all through his grass. So I had to dig a moat to keep in my goat. And I had to buy a boat because my goat don't float. But my neighbor is happy again. I don't have a trash compactor cause I got a goat. And my neighbor got mad when my goat ate all through his trash. So I had to dig a moat to keep in my goat. And I had to buy a boat because my goat don't float. But my neighbor is happy again. Got lonely, so I bought him a friend. Now I don't have to drink that moo-moo milk. When I wasn't looking, they went behind the barn. Now I have 3 goats, and that's why I had to dig a moat to keep in all of my goats. And that's why I had to buy a boat because my goats don't float. But my neighbor is happy again. I said my neighbor is happy again. Oh yes, my neighbor is happy again.
That was Keller Williams singing about his goat in a song called My Neighbor is Happy Again off of his CD Keller Williams Kids here on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show. And that song had a goat in it. That's right, and goats live on the farm too. So, Woofy, did you learn some stuff today on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show featuring Woofy's wacky, wild, wonderful, wacky, wonderful facts? Yeah, I sure did, and I hope everybody listening learned some stuff about farmyard animals too, because it's very cool to learn things. That's right, Woofy. That's very, very cool. And if you'd like to hear any repeats of our radio show, simply Google Brent and Woofy Radio Show and click on Radio Show and click on More Shows, and there's hundreds of them. No, there's not hundreds. Well, there's thousands and thousands, maybe even 100. There's about 100 shows up there that you can go and listen to. And thank you very much for coming along on today's Brent and Woofy Radio Show. We'll have lots more shows for you featuring lots more stuff with more music, more mystery sounds, more facts, lots of kids singing. And say, if you'd like to have your music played on the Brent and Woofy Radio Show, drop us an email. It's bwrs@shaw.ca. That's short for Brent Woofy Radio Show at shaw.ca. We'd love to hear from you. But Woofy, now it's time to say goodbye. Already? That's right, Woofy. Another half hour has zoomed right by. So would you please say goodbye to all my friends out there? I will. Then say goodbye, Woofy. Goodbye, Woofy. See you next time.
The Brent and Woofy Radio Show was written, directed, produced, and recorded by Brent Lindsay Beeler. Brent and Woofy performed by Brent Lindsay Beeler. The Brent and Woofy Radio Show theme song provided by Brent and Woofy from the CD Under a Star, entitled It Is What It Is. For more information, visit www.bbshows.ca or Google Brent and Woofy. This is Scott McLeod, and this has been a production of Brent Beeler Shows. Copyright 2011.